Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Raghunandan, MBBS MD General Medicine, consultant physician practicing in Vijayawada. Today I would like to throw light on the recent advancements regarding vaccination programs going on around the world regarding global pandemic, that is COVID-19. To start with, let us go by the definition of a vaccine. So, what is a vaccine? Vaccine is the inoculation of attenuated form of a virus or a bacteria. When I use the word attenuation, that means it is nothing but weakening the original organism. So once we inject the weakened organism into our body, that organism is able to mount an immune response. That is, it is going to stimulate antibodies in our circulation. So we'll be having long lasting immunity. We are supposed to have long lasting immunity. So based on that premise, over the years, we have got so many vaccines. So let us take the each and every vaccine one by one. What are the advantages, disadvantages, what are the implications, whether we can go directly to vaccination without any fear or not. Let us discuss that. So to start with, Pfizer is a US based multinational company. So it is in the forefront as of now. It is leading regarding the safety precautions and everything. So very recently, US FDA has approved it to be given on emergency basis. It didn't approve it on the whole, but on the emergency basis, it said that it can be given. So the vaccine dosing schedule will be on the first day and again on the 21st day. So by 12th day, we are going to have 55% of protection, and by the end of 28th day, we are going to have 95% efficacy. So what about the mass vaccination programs going on around the world? The first country which started mass vaccination is UK. The first person to receive the vaccination is an elderly female of 90-year-old, and the second person is 85-year-old male. So first, the vaccine will be given to the vulnerable population who are elderly and who are more risk prone. So when they took this vaccination, and few people developed minor adverse effects. The first thing is injection site reaction. So whenever we give an injection, there will be a local reaction in the form of swelling, redness, itching, and pigmentation, so on and so forth. So 84% of the people developed local injection site reactions, and 64% developed fatigue. 55% developed headache, and the rest are all joint pains, myalgias. Myalgias are muscle pains, fever, etc. And then few people started developing lymphadenopathy, that is swelling of lymph nodes. So local site. So when the injection is given to the muscles here, that is the biceps and the deltoid region here, if that is given here, then the local cervical, that is the lymph nodes around the neck region will undergo the swelling. So that is one thing. Lymphadenopathy was also seen. And very interestingly, 4 people developed Bell's palsy. It is yet to be elucidated whether this occurrence is just by chance or is it because of the real infection by the virus. So still it is yet to be elucidated. So Bell's palsy, as most of us know, is caused by a virus idiopathically. The second most important vaccine is developed by Oxford University along with AstraZeneca company. So they claim that after phase 3 trial, the vaccine is 70.6% efficacious, and it was recently published last week in the Lancet journal. So that is one particular vaccine. And the third important vaccine is that of Russia. It is called Sputnik vaccine. They claim that after phase 3 trial, they found that it is 90% effective. But one thing what they were telling was that after the particular vaccination program, they should not consume alcohol for 42 days. That was told because most of the Russians have the habit of consuming alcohol. So they found that it is going to induce autoimmunity to the vaccination. So the fourth important foreign vaccine is that of China. The Chinese vaccine was developed by Sinopharm company and it is accepted by the UAE government. So it is especially catering to those who cannot afford the economic burdens of the Pfizer vaccine, because Pfizer has to be stored at minus 70 degrees, so it is a costly affair. It cannot cater to the rural population. So China has come up with a solution to that, and the Sinopharma company that developed the particular Chinese vaccine, that being accepted by the UAE government. These are regarding the foreign vaccinations. Now coming to our native indigenous vaccines. So there is an apex body in the country that looks after this vaccination approvals. It is called Drug Controller General of India. Unless and until that particular apex body accepts it, the vaccination cannot happen in the country. So the major two vaccine programs, trials going on in India are conducted by number one is Bharat Biotech along with ICMR. So the vaccine is called Covaxin. So they injected a 5 ml vaccine on day 1 and again on day 28. Still, the safety profiles of the particular vaccination are yet to be elucidated. So this particular vaccine couldn't pass the safety data. So the particular Bharat Biotech ICMR Covaxin, it couldn't clear the phase 3 trial and it couldn't provide the proper safety data. So still the Drug Controller General of India didn't approve the particular vaccine. So the second vaccine is that of the Serum Institute of India. The particular organization is developing the same vaccine, the Oxford and AstraZeneca vaccine, by the name Covishield. The Covishield vaccine also didn't pass the phase 3 trial. Still, the safety data provided them were not satisfactory to the mark of Director General Control of India. So these two vaccines are still in the pipeline. Hopefully, they come up with proper safety data so that they could win the confidence of the country. So these are indigenous vaccines. Basically, the Covaxin developed by the Bharat Biotech and ICMR is a randomized double-blind placebo multicentric trial. So the program is conducted in this particular fashion. So randomly they allocate this, and even the examiner as well as the receiver, both of them do not know whether they are receiving the placebo or the particular vaccine. So there is no scope for bias. So that is how these trials are conducted. So these are regarding the indigenous vaccination programs. So any vaccine for that matter, we have to look upon two things. One is efficacy, the other point is safety. So based on these two things, on 9th of December, both Bharat Biotech Covaxin as well as the Serum Institute of India vaccine Covishield, both couldn't pass into the public. So because the safety data are not satisfactory. So until unless both the efficacy as well as the safety, both these two aspects, until they are satisfactory, we cannot go and take the vaccination. These are regarding the vaccination programs. Regarding the general care that we need to take even after vaccination, there are few points what we have to know. We cannot go into crowded places. We cannot interact with people less than 4 meters. As like before, we need to wear masks. We need to sanitize our hands. And most importantly, we should refrain from taking alcohol as well as from immunosuppressive drugs. Immunosuppressive drugs are those drugs which suppress our immunity, like corticosteroids, like cancer drugs, chemotherapeutic drugs. These are the things which we need to know and which we need to follow.